everybody, this is Heroes and Brews with Nerdy Dudes. We are your friendly neighborhood Beeroes Ty, Kev. And today we're doing Heroes and Brews nerdy reviews for what?
Web sound. Spider-Man Homecoming.
And we might have just came back from it.
We did. Yes. That's
We
exactly
might
what that means. We
That's
did.
why we're hanging out outside on this summer day, because we saw the movie, we came out of the movie, it was sunny out, and we're like, why not?
Yeah.
Let's battle the elements.
I like this. Nice breeze in the air. Cold brews.
Spider-Man shirts,
Spider-Man shirts.
playing the part.
You know.
So, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk first, or shall I talk first?
I'm gonna let you take this one, man.
Okay, I'm excited. I wanted to talk first anyway.
Okay, you're welcome.
So, I absolutely love this movie. Why? Because they portrayed Peter Parker and Spider-Man the best way they could have. They took Tom Holland and put him as a high school, 14, 15-year-old Spider-Man in high school.
About damn time.
Yes, and they kept him that way.
Yeah.
And he went through the trials and tribulations of trying to balance being a hero, a superhero, with school, with him dropping out of like robotics club and skipping on the smart kids club, whatever the hell they were. I don't know the name of it.
Ty wasn't in that club.
I wasn't in that club. I was in honor society, but not the smart brainy club thing going on. But even with that, like with his superpowers, he did not even, spoiler alert, he didn't get a grasp of his powers at all throughout the whole movie because he's a kid.
Yeah.
He's still trying to figure his life out. He just hit puberty and he's trying to figure that out still too.
There's a lot going on.
So it's nice to see that they're keeping that mold where he's this confused high school kid who got bit by a spider and got given these powers and just thinks it's so cool to be fighting with the Avengers that he just wants to be an Avenger, and it's taking over his life because he lies to people that he's in a Tony Stark internship. Meanwhile, he's just fighting crime on the side in the neighborhood because he's waiting for Tony Stark and Happy to call him and say, "We need you."
Yeah.
I think that was a perfect story. I mean, my one gripe with the whole movie was with the trailers leading up to the movie because they told you the whole movie point by point.
Yeah.
And that was my only issue, but the movie itself made up for it because there was a lot of moments in the movie that the trailer didn't give away, and it was excellent.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have hardly any negatives. I don't have any negatives with this film. The only thing is, like you said, the trailer, which I know curiosity gets the better of us because we have this technology right in the palm of our hands, and we're like, all I have to do is Google Spider-Man Homecoming trailer, and boom, I can see it right away.
Yeah.
And I did think the trailer I was just kind of surprised on how much they were showing, and I'm like, what are they doing? Even though I don't have to watch it, but I like to torture myself. That was my only thing. However, the movie itself, I did not at any point now, I know this. There was so much more to the movie that they don't show in the trailer. Tom Holland is fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, we saw him in Civil War, and I think for a lot of people, he stole that movie.
He did.
And what a charming actor he is.
Yep.
He just, I don't know. He makes you feel, well, for me at least, like I was a high school kid again. And if I was a high school kid, I mean, he played it so well and so believable that
He did.
he's 14 years old and superheroes are real.
Yes.
And he is one. And he wants, it's similar to me as I was, Batman and Superman were real. And I had these abilities, and it's just like, I look up to them, and wait, I have a chance to be a part of their team? Oh my God, but I have to prove myself. All right, I'm going to do whatever I have to do. This is so, it's so cheesy, but it's like, this is so cool, and that's what it is. I mean, he definitely, you felt that. He was just so excited to be a part of this.
And to bounce off that,
yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, which was amazing, he was filming himself going to Berlin, getting ready to fight the Avengers, filming himself when he's about to fight the Avengers in the Civil War, like Captain America's side, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go."
Iron Man's side.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
No, he's fighting Captain America's side.
Yeah, fighting. Yeah.
So, and you just hear on the ruse. He's like, "Oh, gotta go." He puts the camera down, and he just see him flip over there
awesome.
and take the like that whole thing. It just made it so much much more realistic because you got this kid, and what we see in the movie from Civil War was him just jumping in, taking the shield away from Captain America, but then you get to see in this movie everything leading up to it and how excited he was and how childish he was, that he didn't even go look in the rest of the hotel room. He just thought there was a closet and that was it. And he was in his room, and he's got his homemade Spider-Man suit on, and Happy's like, "What are you wearing?" "My suit." "No, your suit's in the suitcase. You get the suitcase?"
Yeah.
"What suitcase?" And you just see his like excitement when the suit came out of the suitcase and all that stuff, and how sweaty he was after the fight in his hotel room. He goes, "Oh my god, I came in, I took the shield." I was like, "Sup guys?" And it was awesome. It's like, it was just so perfect. It was really cool.
He nailed it.
Yeah.
He nailed it. And this is what, like you said, this is what we've been waiting to see. You know, we don't have some 45-year-old actor who we're forced to believe that they're in high school.
Yes.
And they're in high school for a
they're in high
glimpse, and then all of a sudden they're in the real world, and I even kind of lead up to, because how I said, you know, they had 45-year-old men.
Yes.
That was kind of an exaggeration, but his name is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I love how they kind of made fun of that, because obviously he's a boy.
Yeah.
His voice and his demeanor and
especially with the scene with the interrogation.
Oh, yeah.
And his voice was all deep, like Oliver Queen.
That's awesome.
"Where is it?" "What do you like? Your voice isn't like that. You sound like a girl." "I'm not a girl. I'm a man."
Yeah, it's so great. It's so great. And I just love how they point it. It's so obvious, because Peter Parker he's a boy, he's a kid, but he's Spider-Man. And it just goes to show you, I mean, there's just so many, like, underlining themes in this, you know, of, like, what it takes to be a hero. And, you know, that's why I've always loved Spider-Man's story, because he has to deal with life. I mean, he's so young and he has so much ahead of him.
He hasn't even grown up yet.
Exactly, but he has this amazing ability.
Yes.
And it's just he just feels as if he's been given this for a reason, and he has to use this for the greater good.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, but I have, like, a test tomorrow I have to study for. I mean, it sounds crazy, but it's just seeing that. That's why it's such an interesting story.
Yeah, it really is.
And they nailed it.
And I love how they used Tony Stark in it. He was like the father that Peter didn't have.
Yeah.
Whether it was like, "Hey, you don't do this or this, just stay on the ground, do your thing, just fight the low-level crime, don't get way over your head yet, you're just a kid."
Yeah.
Then when he went over the line, he's like, "Listen, you're not ready for this." Like, he was there, like, keep him in line and keep him in check, kind of punishing him when he took the suit. But obviously, as all teenagers, most are rebellious and still are going to go out and do what they were going to do anyway.
Yeah.
Which he did. He fought Vulture and helped save Happy's job, because that whole shipment was going to go to Vulture if Peter wasn't looking out for it.
Exactly.
And I just thought, like, it was really... Obviously, Michael Keaton playing Vulture was the perfect casting for that, because he made that character amazing.
Yeah.
Like...
Yes, he did.
Like I said, like, Vulture wasn't, like, a big, iconic character for me in the Spider-Man series. He wasn't as good as most of the villains that we all love, and like Doc Ock, like one of the powerful villains from that series. But Michael Keaton just completely killed it. Like, he made him menacing. He made him, like, scary and actually intimidating at points, especially when you find out that he's the father of the love interest for the movie.
Yeah.
And the whole scene with the homecoming and him talking to Peter was just menacing, because once he put two and two together that, all right, he was in Washington D.C. and was not around for the competition they were in, but Spider-Man was there saving the day, and then he wasn't at the party when I was out.
Yeah.
So he put two to two together, and I thought that was cool.
That whole car scene is I can't say it enough. Just the tension in the car.
Yeah.
I mean, and to have Liz there, and she's just kind of very, you know, she's not putting any of this stuff together. I mean, why would she? But the fact that these two at a certain point, well, Peter before, you know, Adrian, Peter knows who he is.
Yeah.
And then when it finally clicks that they both know each other, and it's just, oh man, it's just such a great way to introduce the hero and the villain
Yeah.
together. And I just I don't know. I can't stress enough how impressed I was with Tom Holland taking on the lead. Well, I mean, because he's never been in like the forefront
No.
yet, and
He killed it.
This kid, I mean,
He took the ball and ran it to a touchdown the first
Yeah.
play.
yeah, man. It's just such a fun movie. I think it's
Yeah. The comedy is perfect.
yeah, and
It's not forced whatsoever.
No.
Like, everything's golden.
like every Marvel movie. They
Yeah.
know exactly how to place that.
They have their whole serum down. They have their equation of how to do things.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that the Spider-Man franchise actually combined with the actual Marvel Universe, because it showed. Like, you had Sony, who had the first two trilogies of Spider-Man. Well, it wasn't trilogies. It was the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
It was going to be a trilogy.
Yeah. But, like, obviously, they were kind of letdowns. They weren't as good. But once you throw them back with the actual Marvel, the MCU, they killed it.
Somebody knows what they're doing.
Yeah, it's brainless. Like, I don't even know why they wouldn't want to give those characters back or share those characters. That way they can do what they want because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Sony, I'm sorry, you obviously didn't know what you're doing because it took you guys going back to the MCU to make Spider-Man awesome.
Yeah. Now Fox just needs to do that with Fantastic
Yes,
Four.
they really
it's about
do.
time. But besides all that, yeah, I think a lot of us wondered why aren't they focusing on him in high school? And their plan, from what I understand, is to. Now I don't know how many more films he's signed on to do. I think they want to do a trilogy with Tom Holland.
They should. I
And
know
just
they
like
obviously
the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah,
but-
at the end they did Spider-Man Will Return.
yeah,
Setting up obviously the ending cutscene with Scorpion.
yeah.
They're setting up for something.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. You know, that's one reason I love the Netflix series so much, especially Daredevil, because, you know, even though it's set all in the same universe, it's nice. You know, you have the Avengers who fight these more cosmic villains, and then you have these other guys who are just really focused on their city and protecting their city. Let them do their thing, and that's why, like you had said before, you know, Tony kept stressing, hey, listen, I get it. You know, you had a taste of this when we had to, you know, I had you do this little assignment for me, and
But you're still a kid.
Yeah.
And you need to learn.
and I mean, I'd be the same way he is.
Yeah.
Like, I just went through this. I'm like, I don't want to be fighting some guy that's stealing a bike. I want to be
Yeah.
doing what you guys are
But
doing.
the thing is, like, in Stark's defense, he was fighting other heroes who wouldn't kill him.
yeah,
He wasn't fighting a villain who would do anything to take him out.
yeah,
So I know he got like so excited because he was fighting with Iron Man and all of his team against Captain America's team, but he was never in real danger because no one on Captain America's team would have killed him. And that's what I think what Tony was trying to portray. And it's like, listen, when he said
Yeah.
Captain America could have
That's
took you
true.
out
Yeah,
if he
that's
wanted
true.
to. So I
Yeah.
think he did get that taste, but it wasn't a real taste. He didn't fight Ultron.
Yeah.
He didn't fight
Loki.
Loki and the aliens coming down. Like, he was never in actual danger. Yeah, he could have got roughed up, which he did.
sure, yeah,
But he was never in actual danger when it came to the Civil War.
yeah. The story is fantastic.
Yeah.
And the chemistry between Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland is amazing. I mean, we already saw it, and it's even better in this movie.
It really is.
And just to show, you know, just to have Peter prove himself, you know, eventually, you know, if we all know the comics, you know, he is a part of the Avengers, and I'm sure they're going to lead to that point. But to show from what I think is the Iron Spider suit,
It looked like it.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sick.
to show that, and then I knew it. I was like, this is a test, you know. And for him to be like, no, you know what? I think you're right, after all along. And that's probably like a parent's. That's what they want to hear is for their kid in a way to say, you know what?
Yeah.
Actually, you're right, and I probably shouldn't have done this. I'm going to stick to this for a little bit, and then I'll let you.
Even
go.
though Tony really wanted him to come join because he actually had
That was
the
great.
reporters ready to go.
Yeah, that was great. from beginning to end, this movie was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's, for the most part, I think you could take kids to see it. I think they would enjoy it.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a little things here. It is PG-13. There's
Yeah.
little things here and there where a little bit of cussing. I mean,
but it wasn't that bad.
Nothing extensive.
I think my favorite part of the movie, though, was him battling with his abilities the whole time, because he still didn't get it right through the whole movie. He was still struggling with how to use his powers.
Yeah.
With the suit.
Yeah.
Obviously, he overrided the suit from training mode, and
it was what was it called? Training wheels.
Training wheels, something like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, you have 500 something different versions of your web," and he's like, "Wait, what? I just want the normal one."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, you don't know about it? Like this computer in a suit," which is cool because it's funny because like he's a kid, he's trying to be rebellious by eliminating the tracking on his suit and hacking into it so he can use all of his powers.
Yeah.
But in reality, he's a kid that doesn't know how to do all that stuff yet. He still has to learn how to do all that stuff.
Yeah. And I know it's a big ass jet.
Yeah,
it's interesting to see a character like this still going through the trials and tribulations. We don't really get to see that.
Yeah.
Because in a movie you have usually, like, let's say 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So usually the audience will want to see, okay, so in the beginning they're still trying to figure out what to do, and then, okay, after a few minutes or so, they're experts at it.
Yeah.
And they're doing it, and because we just assume, hey, the audience just wants to see that person in action and nail everything. But they decided to say, let's not do that. We have to remember we are in the mindset of a high schooler.
Yes, a 14, 15-year-old.
He's still going to be learning this, and I'm so glad they did, because they could have. They could have jumped
every other movie they were
to
like,
him like, oh yeah, I got everything on lock, and then there's no flaws, and to show that he's just in the beginning stages of life.
Yeah.
So he is just going through everything, and
what I found really funny though was he's a very smart kid, Peter Parker, obviously.
Yeah.
And in his like chemistry class or something, when he's supposed to be making concoctions, he's making web formula for his suits and hiding it under the lockers. Like, I thought that was hysterical.
He could just lift up the locker and hide it there. Yeah.
I thought that was
pretty
great.
Strong, that Peter Parker. And then again, you had mentioned the villain, and the chemistry between Michael Keaton and Tom Holland was fantastic, and I mean, from where the end credits go, it looks like Vulture or Adrian will be back, which I hope, because I can't stress enough.
Yeah.
He is fantastic, and once you see the movie, you'll see what we're
He's
talking
bringing
about.
Vulture to new heights, and I also love Spider-Man, Peter Parker's best friend.
Oh,
like,
Ned?
He steals it. I want to be the guy in the chair, and then he ends up being the guy in the chair at the end when during the homecoming dance. He's going back and forth between trying to talk to Happy, track Peter Parker's phone, and then also figure out how to put the lights on of a car, because he's 14, 15, he doesn't know how to drive yet.
Yeah,
so it's funny, he's going between 3 computers at once trying to like be the guy in the chair for him, and it was great. And when he found out that Peter was Spider-Man, it was brilliant.
There's so many. I caught myself smiling so much during this movie. It was such a fun movie, and I didn't expect anything less. I would see it again. It was, man. I would see it again.
Like
it was
tomorrow.
just like a feel-good movie.
It was.
And something that I was worried about real quick before, like when we were introduced to Marissa Tomei playing Aunt May in Civil War, I hate to be like this, because usually I'm a person that's like, okay, you want to change things up a bit, that's fine. But I was like, wow, this is a younger Aunt May, and I'm usually used to this woman with whiter hair and, almost like a grandmother kind of figure.
Yeah.
Not somebody as stunning as Marissa Tomei.
Right.
But you know what, man? I love her.
Especially but how about the end? That was my favorite of her.
That might have been one of the best parts in the movie.
It really was.
I had read an article online about it that said Marissa Tomei ends the movie with probably the greatest line in the whole film, and I almost forgot about it, because you just get so wrapped up in the film. I mean, if you read the article, and if you're thinking about it, but I was so wrapped up in the film, and then all of a sudden it happened, and I went, oh my god, that was That was brilliant.
Yeah.
You just have to. I can't even do it just like
No,
you have
guys
to
gotta
see it in
it.
context.
Yeah.
It's just it's oh my gosh, it's so much fun. The effects were
The
incredible.
effects are amazing.
It's very well done in 3D, and I think you guys know. I've
Yeah,
said
IMAX
before.
was amazing.
Yeah, I'm usually not a big 3D guy unless it's done right, and this was done right. This was, and especially for a Spider-Man film. I mean, for 3D, I think you kind of have to have.
The thing
that.
was with this film, it was a lot of alien technology use. When you see the movie, you'll understand they're selling weapons based off the alien technology from the first Avengers.
Yes.
So, the effects they used, whether it was anti-gravity guns
Yeah.
and phasers and stuff, it was just awesome. Like completely well. It looked real. Like it didn't look fake at all. Like sometimes you can see like some things that are CG'd can look a little fake, and some effects can look fake. But this was just, it looked real.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
I have no issues with the special effects whatsoever. And my favorite scene, I think by far, was with the ship when it was cut in half.
The ferry. Yeah.
And they
yeah.
had the one shot
Glad
going
you brought that
across when he kept webbing all the supports, and it was just one constant shot, and it was like kind of like the Daredevil scenes where it's like he's doing the fights
Yeah.
in the hallway or the stairs.
Yeah.
This is him webbing the ferry, and it was just so. It was so well done.
Yeah.
I couldn't get over it.
And I'm really glad you brought that up, because I was nervous from the trailer again, because I'm seeing this and I'm thinking this is a big action sequence, and I don't think you really need to show this. It's Spider-Man. No matter what, I shouldn't say no matter what you show, but you're going to bring people to the theater. People are going to want to go see this, especially after seeing him in Civil War and how many people love Tom Holland as Spider-Man and their portrayal of Spider-Man. And to show a sequence like that, I'm like, why would they do that? However, when you watch it play out in the movie, I completely forgot about that. It was incredible to watch, and I love how we all know this. I mean, I know we said spoilers already, but I believe Iron Man's in the trailer at that part, showing him push the ferry back together, and you could see, and it's great. I mean, I'm so glad that they did the motion with the eyes of Spider-Man, because that's how it was in the comics, and it's so brilliantly done. It's so, he has it almost like they're lenses. There's so many things. They know what they're doing.
They do.
We all know that. But you can kind of tell from the emotion on Spider-Man's face that he knows he screwed up big time. And just to see him like, well, what do you need me to do? What can I do? What can I do? And Tony's like, you've done enough. Like I told you numerous times, and you don't. It just, oh my gosh, it just hit on all the right notes.
It did.
Yeah.
So I would say go see it.
I'd say we liked it, right?
How many web mouths would you say?
Web what?
Web mouths, web mouths, like out of 10, would you give
What's
this?
the second word you're saying?
Webbed mouths.
Oh, webbed mouths.
Mouths. Out of 10, would you give
10?
this movie?
Give us like 12.
12?
Webbed mouths. Yeah.
I would say the same thing.
Yeah. I would have done like web shooters.
No, I wanted to do something different, I don't know.
Like web mouths.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Today's been a great day for me.
Yeah. We liked it. We liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Go see it.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. There's nothing bad about it.
If you need a laugh, go see Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah, if you need to cry.
No, don't see it.
I mean, there's some emotional parts.
Yeah, not many.
I was kind of emotional when he came and he said I didn't get the internship, which we all knew what that really meant. But you kind of felt he was just like...
No, you mean he lost the internship.
Yeah, he didn't. Didn't I say he didn't get it?
Well, he lost it. He had it, but he lost it.
What did he say? Yeah, I thought... he was a good crier.
He was.
He was a really good crier. But anyways, besides that, it's a fun movie beginning to end.
Yep.
The pacing is great. The effects are unbelievable. The villain's fantastic. The fight scenes are...
It didn't feel like a 2-hour movie.
No.
It was 2 hour 13 minutes.
I didn't want it to end.
I didn't want it to end either. It was really good.
I will say that.
So yeah, go see it. Give us your thoughts. Comment. Like. Subscribe.
Was that
There's a lot of bugs on
got
me.
bit.
Outside, that's what we do. We get bit
What if
by
I'll
bugs.
develop some sort of powers from that?
Like Flyman.
I don't know.
You'll start seeing 1,000 things because your eyes are going to start
Yeah, it'll
splitting.
probably, I know. I wish it was like a cool bug. It was probably something stupid.
Yeah.
Like ladybug.
Ladybugs aren't bad. You look
But
pretty.
That's not. People aren't gonna fear that. Anyways, yeah. Go see Spider-Man Homecoming.
Go see it.
Because it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
All right.
Sweet deal.
Sweet deal. Have a good night. Watch
Yeah, guys.
Spider-Man, and we'll see you soon.
See you. Oh, these bucks.